today, you had just one field goal attempt in the first half, and then you changed completely in the second half. What went into that, and why do you think you only had one in the first half?
It was more how they were playing me. I was looking for my teammates on the rolls, just trying to get everybody involved, and it was working. And then in the second half, I was able to be more aggressive just because how they were playing me.
Is that like something that Kenny has talked to you about, needing to be more aggressive, especially with Donovan and Evan being out tonight?
Not really. The message tonight was just to hit the roller. Every time I get the ball and just roll to the basket, either try to score or just hit the open man, and I feel like I was just trying to find everybody.
We talked a lot with Kenny about the offensive rebounding aspect and also the transition defense aspect kind of being put together. You're one of those players that is tasked with going to the boards while others sometimes get back on defense. How difficult is it to balance those two?
Very difficult, especially against a team like Chicago. They're a team that wants to get out every single time in transition, and if you're one step behind them, they're going to throw the ball down the court and get an easy layup. So it's tough to try to balance it, especially when every time we've been learning to go to the offensive boards, especially this season, how all the boards are up. It's just a tough balance.
Do you think the schematic adjustment should have been just getting back on defense rather than trying to crash as much?
50-50. Against a team like that, we probably should have got back more, but it's ingrained in our heads to try to go to the basket. Yeah, that's a tough one.
How much of that can be helped by just running faster the other way?
That one's tough because we're facing the basket. We're looking at the basket. They're going full steam down towards the other way. So if you have to turn around and try to get full speed, it's tough to catch up with them. It's a give and take.
There's so many teams in the league, especially in the Eastern Conference, that are running more now. Chicago, Toronto, Indiana. How do you make that adjustment on a nightly basis based on who you're playing?
Right. We just have to have a group of guys that gets back every time and just try to balance it. Guys like me, TB, can crash every time. We're going to have a higher percentage of getting the rebound, while guys like Darius, who aren't going to make as big as an impact down there, just get back to try to protect the rim.
What did you see from Darius tonight?
The old Darius that we know. He finally got into a rhythm. I feel like he's finally finding himself on the offensive end, trying to get other people involved, and his shot's finally falling down.
Getting the old Darius back, what does that do for you guys as a team and as an offense?
Right. It gives everybody confidence. You could see it tonight. People had confidence shooting the ball. People had confidence driving to the rim, knowing that Darius had their back. They can kick the ball to him, and he's going to find them for an open shot. And it drives the team forward.
Do you feel like this team is close to turning things around?
I think so. I think tonight, and I know we lost. We didn't win. We didn't go out how we wanted to, but I think throughout the whole game, the effort was there. We were making the adjustments. Even though we got down, we didn't let that get to us. We fought back and tried to get back into the game, and that's what we need. I think that's going to be the turnaround for this team.
You guys had the big break and film session. You guys were talking a lot about accountability last week during those practices. The results haven't paid off on that end yet this week. Why do you think that is the case?
In this league, it's tough to find. I don't want to say something wrong, but I don't know. The whole thing for us is making sure the process is right. If you make sure the process is right every single night, the results are going to follow. And I feel like tonight was a game where we finally got the process right. We made sure that we were good on the defensive end. We made sure that every single coverage we were in was in the right coverage, and from there we just have to live with the results.
What did you like about how your half-court defense was tonight?
I liked it. We were communicating. We were helping each other. I feel like some games we kind of just let the guy go by us and nobody went to protect the rim. We had guys like Naquan going to protect the rim, TB, everybody talking, everybody doing what they're supposed to.
You've been steadfast in your belief that you believe that you guys can turn this around. You still believe in this group.
Right.
Why do you believe this is salvageable?
Yeah, we showed time and time again that we're one of the best teams out there. Last year, I know people say it's a new year, but it's the same team, it's the same identity, and we're talented. You don't want to say injuries. We have enough on the court every single night to go out and win it. We just have to just put things together, get confidence in ourselves, and go win games.
How would you describe what this team's identity is?
Oh, that's a good question. Just to fight every possession. I feel like last year we had confidence in what we were doing on the defensive and offensive end, not schematically, but just in ourselves to go out there and believe in ourselves and make sure that we have the right adjustment. We're going to have our teams back. say our identity is just having each other's back.
Is there any concern?
Last question.
Is there any concern that bad habits?
Voice.
Can,
Yeah,
the
sorry.
bad,
Yeah.
bad habits can be formed during this time?
I don't think so. Kenny's not going to let bad habits form. We all know how Kenny is. He's going to make sure he gets on us, make sure that any bad habit is going to be stomped out immediately, and just make sure that we go back and play Cavs basketball.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.